Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Gray here. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about something that is a little more personal. I don't always love blasting my finances on YouTube, partly because it is a little scary to be ridiculed by the internet for how little or how much you've done. By no means in this video do I want to say that I'm better than anybody or that I'm like comparing. This is just my life specific to how I've lived it and how I plan to live it and my goals. This has nothing to do with anybody else. This is just me. And if you could tell by the title, it is a little ambitious, but it is something that I'm really grinding for, and I really want to talk about how I'm getting there. If you have anyone in your life that has hit a similar milestone, or if you've hit a similar milestone or something well beyond what I've hit, I'd love to hear how you did it in the comments down below. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first off, how I'm building my 100K net worth by age 25. Right now I'm 22, my birthday is in March, and so I have less than 3 years to hit that 100K milestone. Of course, I'm not starting right now at zero. Right now, I have roughly a $37,000 net worth. I can break that down a little bit later on in this video, but I want to start by saying what I make. So I make $50,000 a year plus up to $1,250 a month in a bonus, totaling about $65K a year if I max it out. And for the past 4 months, I have maxed out that bonus. I own a business. I don't take anything from that. And I also do YouTube. I don't make anything from this yet. I am married, about to have one kid. And for the moment, she does not work throughout. This year, she did work. And perhaps between now and when I turn 25, she might go back to work. That's just, I can't predict the future. So that might happen, that might not. But this goal is not dependent on if she goes back to work. I want to kind of break down what I do and my ways of getting there and what I've done so far. Every month I contribute $558.67 to my 401k. That includes my employer contribution, like, their match for me. But that's what goes into my 401k every single month. And there's about $3,000 or so sitting in there right now. And that's what I use to take advantage of the compound growth for retirement. And so right now in my Roth IRA, I have about $14,000. And as I said, I'm adding about $600, which should well put me beyond investing for my retirement to max out my Roth IRA and contribute a lot to my 401k. So I put about $75 into my brokerage account, which is a taxable brokerage that I buy two things in. I buy VOO and I buy VXUS. VOO is the S&P 500. That's what tracks it for US large cap stocks. And then I have VXUS, which is international stocks. And then on top of that, I save anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month, depending on what our goals for the month are, what we're spending, what our bills are looking like. I also put $200 back into my vending business, about $195 we put in to pay off, micro markets, to buy more product, to invest in new equipment. Altogether, I'm saving and investing about 35 to 40% of my income, my gross income, that is, every single month. And so, as I said, my current net worth is standing at about $37,000. So, well on the way to that 100K, because all things combined, it's growing between $2,000 to $3,000 a month, just absolutely pushing towards it, both in contributions, savings, investments going up that I previously have. I have about $11,000 to $12,000 in cash and about another $8,000 to $10,000 in cars and assets. I don't expect the $8,000 to $10,000 to change too much. I think that a lot of that is just going to stay the same, because it's kind of hard to know how much your cars are actually worth until you're trying to sell them. That's kind of a rough estimate. Even if we put more money into the cars, I probably won't ever have it exceed 10K, because I strongly doubt I could sell both of them and get more than 10K. There's some key habits that have been driving this process that I kind of want to touch on, that I've touched on in other videos, and I'll probably continue to touch on this channel. But for me, some things I've noticed is living below my means, avoiding lifestyle creep. My income has gone up, down, and in circles. Cutting out fast food, cutting out overly expensive groceries. I shop at Walmart almost exclusively. Finding cheaper ways to get gas, cutting out on subscriptions. Even before I knew I was having a daughter, investing and really building for my future has always been a passion of mine. Investing for the future and actually having money set aside that's earmarked for, I want a better life for myself, has kind of been that internal motivator to keep pushing. On top of that, I automate a lot of my savings and investing. I am a little bit at the point where when money comes in, it automatically goes right back out. So, I set aside my rent, I set aside a certain amount for bills, and then the rest of it just goes to where I need it to. There's a little bit of a buffer. I try to keep $100 to $500 in my checking account. I'll throw a little bit extra at bills to get them lower, like car insurance. I'll just throw an extra $250 at it one month if I have some left over, just so that then my monthly bills go down. Tracking my net worth monthly, and for both the accountability side of it, in February was probably my worst month ever. My net worth went up $87, and for me that hurt. Part of that was I got less money in February. Part of that was Lauren, I think, had just quit a job. You know, part of it was just we just didn't have a lot at that point. We had a lot of unexpected things come up. But now I track consistently. I've been tracking the entire year of 2025, and my goal is to look back pretty fondly because in the past year alone, we've doubled our net worth. I want to try to hit 50K before the end of the year. I don't know if that's possible. I will say a big thing that has contributed to me building this 100K net worth is the fact that I'm not necessarily doing it alone. A lot of this was started before I got married, but for me, I don't think I could have done this without my wife. There's a saying that the either smartest or dumbest financial decision you will make in your life is who you choose to marry, and I think I've been very blessed. I don't think I could do this without her. We have a shared goal. We have something we're driving to really build up a better future for both of us. And we're very united in that goal. Even though I'm more of the money guy, she is definitely more of just making sure that we're staying accountable and we're sticking to it. Another habit that I do is diversifying my income, both through business and investments and side hustles and things like that. Specifically YouTube. YouTube's my big thing where I'm building it at this point so that my income is a direct correlation of the effort that I put in. As I talked about my income. I cannot make more than $65,000 a year from my day job. I'm not complaining. 65K is I'm very blessed for that income. It's just for me as an optimizer and somebody who wants to continue to build more, for me it can be a little difficult to go into work every day and absolutely give it my all, knowing there's no financial incentive on the back end. If I go to work and I sit on my phone for 10 hours, or I go to work and I hustle for 10 hours, I make the same amount. And sadly, that is a sad reality for millions of people. I want to remember that building a net worth is about consistent, intentional habits and not just luck or quick wins. There was a quote that getting your first 100K sucks, but getting to 1 million then becomes possible. Yeah, no, that first 100K sucks. Like, it's hard because you're making, $4,000 to $5,000 a month or even less. For the majority of the time between 0 to 37,000, actually started at -12. So -12 to 37, the majority of that time I was making less than $3,000 a month. Now I'm in a stable place where I have that emergency fund built and I can continue to just push through and continue investing. The beautiful thing about, I think, starting early is the fact that we have time. If you're under the age of 25, if you start now with just $100, you are almost guaranteed to retire a millionaire. And I think that is a crazy thing. Yeah, it sucks. And sadly, I can't go back in time and make it to where we can afford to buy a house for 12 raspberries. We have resources where it's not too bad yet. And building something will always be better than having nothing. And there's always going to be people that comment saying, it must be nice, or, $100,000 at 25 ain't what it used to be. And, maybe you're right, but I'd rather have $100,000 at 25 than not even try, because having nothing will always be worth less. This is just an open starter for a conversation. Let me know what you guys think about this and this kind of content of seeing my income and seeing where I'm investing and my budgeting and stuff like that, because I will say, just as a YouTuber, as somebody who films, this is nerve-wracking. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have, drop a like and comment down below what I should talk about next, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios.